Sam here for Sam Scary Games. Welcome to another review. When you pop in one of your all-time favorite games, it probably has one of those all-time great atmospheres. This is the feeling you get from games like The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Halo Combat Evolved, BioShock, or Killer 7. These games may not be the best games, but they create a mood that sticks with you better than perfect graphics or controls. This is how I feel about the game Fragile Dreams, Farewell Ruins of the Moon. The art style helps create that amazing sense of immersion that I associate with my most revered games of all time. This sort of game pulls you in, and it's something I've come to miss in this generation of games. The music is also quite helpful in this aspect. This game has some of the greatest in-game music that I have heard in a long time, and I've only recently seen again in the game Nier, but that's for another review. Did I mention that the music was awesome? On top of that, I have to point out how much I love the lighting. They use, or rather, you use the flashlight to light up rooms and to find where to go. Simple, but it is such a huge part of the game and navigation that it feels special.
Always wondered.
Through the game, you will get new filters for the flashlight to open up new challenges and help you find your way. The environmental lighting is also great, and is an example of how to use the Wii's power. The level in the hotel really shows this off. The skies also look wonderful, and the way they light the character models adds some great emotion. The graphics aren't the best I've seen on the Wii, but they certainly do the job, and I feel like the focus was well placed because I never found myself wishing for better looking visuals. A lot of Wii games I play, I find myself wishing for better visuals, but not in this. It feels like it was completely designed for the Wii, and it looks good. The story is very simple. It's about a boy raised in a post-apocalyptic world that sets out in search of others when his guardian dies. It's simple and it works. It does get a little far-fetched as you move along in the game, and some of the boss battles do feel a little silly, but it's a good change of pace and I like it. The voice acting in English is very solid, and even better in Japanese. With these very Japanese games, it's always a toss-up as to which audio track will be better, and I found that the emotion was conveyed just a little bit better in the Japanese version. However, the English is no slouch, and you won't miss much if you prefer not to read subtitles.
今日は風が強いですから、きっとたくさんの塵が舞い上がって、ことさら赤く見えているのだと思われます。
Excuse me, are you listening? Yeah, it's so red and pretty. Yes, it is stunning. Just beautiful.
The length of this game feels a little short at the end, but it does tend to drag in the middle a bit, so it really works out. You should have no trouble finishing this game. There are some negative aspects of this game. The combat in this game is not great. It almost feels as though it was an afterthought that was just tacked on. It's not horrible, but it can be a little frustrating with bad hit detection and some weird depth. There are some difficulty spikes in this game, and it can become frustrating and impede progress. The pacing can also be a little odd with too long segments of puzzles or stretches of combat. The item management is a bit weak and has bad explanations of items. There's also a limited amount of space, and the game feels too limited and annoying with items. Items range from healing items to weapons for when your weapons do actually break in-game. Now, since this is Sam Scary Games, we do have to ask if it is indeed scary. And while I wouldn't really consider it a frightening game, it does have its scary moments, which can seem creepy and a little surprising at times. The reason I did include this on the show is because it does create some very creepy environments and just creates some great moods that can make it feel scary. It doesn't frighten you like a game such as Fatal Frame or Condemned, but a scary game it is indeed. I wouldn't recommend going after this game if you're looking for a scare, but as far as games with an environment go and a decent story, this is a good one to pick up. In conclusion, if you're looking for a game with a pretty good story, some great visuals, and great sound design as is typical with Tri-Crescendo games, this might be worth your look. It's not as scary as some games out there, and of course it doesn't control as well as some either, but it really has its strengths, and I don't think you'll be disappointed, especially at the price point you can find this at. If you like this sort of game and if you think these videos look neat, I really think you'd enjoy this game.
君は先に名乗るのが礼儀だぜ。誰だお前。僕は
This is Sam for Sam Scary Games. Thanks for watching.
ダッセー名前だな。いいもん持ってるじゃねえか。キラキラして綺麗だな。それはおじいさんのなんだ。返してよ。どうせ死んじまったやつのものなんだろ。俺様によこせよ。